Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond Breakfast with Rav Dessler. So we're talking about this concept of midat harachamim and midat hadin, the midat of tzedek, of justice. Rachamim means infinite love, kindness, giving, caring, endless support. But God says even mercy has to have a balance. It has to come to an end. So we spoke about this a little bit yesterday. Today, Rav Dessler is going to quote a Midrash, a famous Midrash on Yalkut Shimoni, on Yeshayahu, on Isaiah. And he goes as follows. I'm going to try to paraphrase this. This is a long Midrash, and it'll take up the bulk of today's talk. So it goes as follows. He says, another explanation of Nachamu, Nachamu Ami, the famous pasuk of comfort, comfort my people. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, it's not me they should be comforted. Is it not me they should be comforting? No, rather, comfort, comfort my people, go to them and appease the congregation of Israel. Immediately all the prophets gathered, they go to her, this is like a figurative of the Jewish people, like the figurehead of the Jewish people, and she says to them, how will you have compassion on me? Right? It's all hevel. Right? Meaning everything you're talking about is shtiyot. So the first point of this Midrash, which you may have lost, when it says nachamu, nachamu, the question is, why the stutter? Why the double usage of the word nachamu? So one opinion says that the word nachamu is Hashem saying nachamu, nachamu. They're just the same way that the Jewish people need consolation, they need comfort. Hashem needs consolation. How could a shepherd who loses his flock, the flock seeing the loss are obviously upset, and then the shepherd himself is upset. So nachamu, nachamu is this concept that even though Hashem is saying comfort the Jewish people, he's saying in the same way that you're in pain, I'm in pain, and I need to be comforted as well, which is like an endearing way for the Midrash to say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves Am Yisrael. But the Midrash over here says, no, how can you compare, how can you have compassion on me? It's all hevel, right? And then the Midrash continues, until now my ears were deaf to the rebukes you rebuked me with. And now the Holy Blessed says, now you come to comfort me, go to the wicked and comfort them. You know, like saying, like, you're going to come to me now and tell me that So Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, and the congregation of Israel say, I won't accept comfort from them. I don't want comfort from any of these people. So what is your plan? So she says, I'll be like a wall to Israel. She says, yesterday you told me my wickedness, and now you say this. Yesterday you told me I'm bad, now you're going to say, nachamu, nachamu. Who shall I believe? What you said yesterday, what you said now. Well, which one is it? Do you think I'm a really bad person, needs to be wiped off the planet and destroyed? You destroyed the temple? Or now you want to comfort me? So Yoel goes to comfort her, and she says, I won't believe, what should I believe, yesterday or today again? Moshe Ben Amram goes to comfort her, and she says also the same thing, what should I believe, yesterday or today? Micha, Nachum, Chabkuk, Chagai, Zechariah, Malachi, all the Nevi'im come, and then the Hashem says to them, to Avram, go comfort Yerushalayim, and she says, I won't accept comfort from him. Hashem says, Yitzchak will come, and Yerushalayim says, no, Yitzchak is who gave birth to Esav, the wicked. Yaakov, and she says, no, Moshe, how can I accept comfort from Moshe, the one who curses and whose decrees were set against me in the Torah itself? How could the Jewish people receive comfort from someone whose own words were used to destroy us? Immediately, they all go after the Holy One, all the Nevi'im, they come to Hashem, they say, Master of the universe, she does not accept comfort from us. There's no nachamu, nachamu over here. So Hashem says, I will go myself and comfort her. Right? He says, I am the one who goes to comfort you. It's a quote from Yeshaya. Because in the Torah, you shall not serve the firstborn, you shall not hate your brother. Right? Do not hand a slave over, do not reap the corn of your fields. These are all different psukim that talks about how Hashem says, even if there is a bad decree that is sent out against the Jewish people, there are still these laws within the Torah itself that can be used to go ahead and show that Hashem still has this endearing love for the Jewish people. Immediately Hashem goes after her to Jerusalem and says, my daughter, why is the entire nation weeping? And she says, before a master of the universe, do you think I become angry easily? You exiled me among the nations and you cursed me with harsh curses. I was struck until my face became like the bottom of a pot, black. Despite all this, I sanctified your great name. Hashem says to her, since you remember the sanctification of my name, you are beloved to me. So Yerushalayim says back to Hashem, Master of the universe. It's Yerushalayim and the Malach of the Jewish people. Master of the universe, if you already exiled me among the nations, it's not enough that I do not observe Shabbat and fulfill your commandments. Right? Meaning, like, you've already sent me away, but I still keep Shabbat, I still do all these things. How could you send me away? He says, my daughter, the time for redemption has arrived. Immediately he says before him, Master of the universe, I will not be comforted until you bring judgment upon those wicked ones who caused me suffering and desecrate your name. He then says to her, my daughter, I swear I will bring the exact retribution from them before your eyes until they devour their own flesh. Immediately she says, oh, if only you were like my brother. Like which brother? Like Cain or Hevel? Like Cain to Hevel? Like Ishmael to Isaac? Like Esau to Yaakov? Which one is it? Like the brother of Yosef to the Shvatim, right? So after all the evil they did to him, they said, don't be afraid, Al Tira, I will support you, you and your children. He comforted them. So meaning like Yosef was thrown out by the brothers, right? And this is Am Yisrael saying, we want a religion like Yosef had with the brothers. Yosef was treated so poorly, and that's like saying like Hashem, you were treated so poorly. But Yosef, when he was redeemed, right? Hashem is like Yosef in the story. He did not have any ill will against them. He was not interested in punishing them. He said, I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. It's all forgotten. Now, isn't this a clear argument? If Yosef spoke words of comfort to his brothers, then all more so when Hashem comes to comfort Yerushalayim. All these are tests of mercy, deep of concealment, and in the end, the redemption arrives. The revelation of a supreme love comes specifically after suffering and purification. This is Rav Dessler. A process that leaves an imprint on the heart. Yet all of that is only a remnant of the deep internal transformation that is truly required. Hashem's love, and we feel this today. Like which Jew doesn't feel somewhat alienated? We see the enemies coming along and trying to go ahead and destroy our name, using lies in the media, using lies through their proxies around the world. But eventually, the truth will come out. It always does at the end. So Rav Dessler is saying over here that there are different levels of concealment. And the concealment is where we feel the most pain, the most distance from Hashem. The nachamu, the comfort that we will have ultimately is when that concealment is removed. That's what Geulah means. That's what the redemption is. We don't want to have any boundaries between us and Hashem. I want to see Hashem directly. The revelation of supreme love comes specifically after suffering and purification. This is the way the world works. No pressure, no diamond. No hardship, no greatness. A process that leaves an imprint on the heart, yet all of that is only the remnant of the deep internal transformation that is truly required. We all need to go through this transformation process. And if we're here today, the pain and suffering that we experience and exhibit around the world, this is part of the process. Explained in the words of Yeshua, who said that God appointed a harsh king like Haman so that the people would return to the right path. From here we learn that a person must break the power of their evil inclination and bring about internal unrest. This is the function of suffering alone. Only afterward comes great mercies to correspond to the undeserved suffering that comes from this world, so that a person should not fail into utter despair due to material burdens. Everything, the pain, the suffering is real. It's there for a reason. It's because Hashem loves you. He wants you to be more. This is similar to what the Ramak, Moshe Cordovero says. He says, this is a quote, that even when Am Yisrael reached the 40th level of impurity, of Tumah in Mitzrayim, God still desired kindness. Therefore, he did not hold on to his anger forever and influenced his hearts through the gift of grace alone and arousal from above. Meaning, from this came the preparation for the process of a successful Geulah for the Jewish people. In the same way that the Jewish people were redeemed in the past, our Geulah that'll happen now will come from the same exact process. A process of Hashem using Midat HaRachamim to change the deen. But the deen is there for a reason. And he says as follows, this is the great revelation to my mercy expressed, and I will pass over you. This is Pesach, as in the days of our exodus in Egypt, I will show you the wonders. And this is the complete redemption through the coming of the Mashiach. With Hashem, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.